How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going over a video by Miracle Canine Dog Training, the toughest aggression case we've ever had. This was a recommendation to go over. This looks like it was, this just came out, I think, earlier today or a few hours ago or maybe yesterday. But this is one of their most recent videos. But at the time of this little section, it says 2 weeks ago. So this dog, I'm assuming, has gone through a 2-week board and train. I don't like board and trains. I don't like the way Miracle Canine trains. They use e-collars. They use all sorts of aversive techniques, which I don't agree with. But we're going to go over it. Now, this is a long video. This is nearly 40 minutes long. So I'm going to go through as much of it as I can, at least certainly the beginning part. I might not get through all of it, but we're going to go through as much as we possibly can. And if this video is like an hour and a half long, then it's an hour and a half long. So we'll stay tuned for that. So if you're ready, then let's get going. Okay, so we have a dog here that's muzzled, being very stiff. We have a dog over here that's giving him a sniff. Goes to the face, and the dog says, enough. And I'm assuming, ouch, that he probably shocked the dog at a very high level to stop them from that. That's what I'm going to assume, because I don't know otherwise. I don't know why the dog would stop otherwise. Go back to the beginning. Comes over to sniff the butt. The dog is lip lick. This dog here with the muzzle on gave a quick lip lick. The Bernese Mountain Dog comes around to sniff the face, and that's too much. Maybe they made eye contact, maybe they didn't. This dog is telling them back off. Shake off, because I'm assuming the dog got shocked. So now we have the dog on, I think it's a big flat wide buckle collar, and these two dogs over here, they're playing. Everybody has a damn shock collar on because everybody here is, in my opinion, dummy because they don't know how to train without the shock collar. You never, ever, ever use a shock collar or aversive methods with reactive, aggressive cases because you're going to end up having behavioral fallout eventually. So these guys playing is not helping this dog's case at all. They are getting too amped up. We're in too small of a space. The dog is way over threshold. They're not going to learn anything. Even if you shock the hell out of them, you're going to stop them in that moment, but you're not teaching them diddly squat. Choking the dog. Again, they're playing. They're being able to ignore. Is not helping this dog at all. This poor dog. Choking themselves. And I don't know every time it shakes off if the camera person is shocking this dog or somebody off camera is shocking the dog or not. I'm not saying they are. They may be. Dog can't breathe. Shake off again. So I don't know. I would have to assume somebody's shocking this dog. Maybe not. Choking itself. Again, shake off and sits. So I'm assuming shock. Otherwise, somebody can tell me. Because this guy's got his hands full, so he's not going to be able to shock the dog. Everybody comes up to say hello. These dogs are really not helping this guy's case. They're trying to leave. This guy is over here cornering the dog. This is, a poor design of the area. Because if you have a corner, you're going to trap dogs. We got, something here in the way. This dog is like trying to leave. They can't. So we have a draw here because we have a door. And we have this guy here. And so if anybody wants to go out the door or let the people know, hey, I'd like to leave now, they have to go through this guy. Dog is shutting down now. This poor little thing was shutting down.
Ready? Ready?
Dog at the gate. Another reason why that's a bad idea, cornering a dog at the gate. I would have this dog moved away. That's not fair for this dog coming in. It's not fair for any dog coming in. Dog is on a slip lead now. Dog is overweight, which can add to their, aggressive ability. They may be in pain. They may be uncomfortable. pent up energy in there.
Cat's just pooping.
So the dog is already stiff here. Was looking at this dog, looks back at the human, sits down, shuts down. That's me thinking this dog is shutting down. This dog looks really shut down. No reward at all whatsoever from the handler. Multitasking, not watching out for this dog, not paying full attention to this dog. Got your damn little e-collar on, which is your safety net that makes you feel so safe and controlled. This dog is shut down. This is not impressive. Stiffens up whenever another dog gets in their face. Got distracted. No reward. No reward whatsoever. These bunch of clowns over here think because you shocked the shit out of a dog to stop them from reacting that this is impressive. It's not impressive. Avoidance behavior now. This dog is blocking the way out. It's also cornering itself. Oh, lovely. Now we're going to take the slip. Oh, no, we're tightening the slip lead. Forcing the dog around these other dogs, which could have been shocked to get them to lay down. I don't know. I'm not saying that they did get shocked. They could have, but they may not have. Maybe they're just laying down. Kneeing the dog in the face. Circling other dogs. No reward whatsoever. This is not impressive. This is easy to get this result if you just abuse and overcorrect and use a high-powered shock collar or a high-powered electric stimulation, if you want to call it that, on this dog. This is not impressive. This dog is shut down. Learned helplessness. Just because its tail's not down in between its legs doesn't mean that it's not shut down. See, we got all these dogs' shock collars ready. I'm sure the cam person has one right in their hand. This is not impressive when you know how these people train. Oh, he's got a... I was wondering why he had this little towel here. I think that's a bonker. I think he's ready to use this to smack the dog on the head with this towel. I think that's what that is. It might be a toy for the dogs, but my genuine guess is that this is a rolled up towel to use as a bonker. So even more of an idiot, if that's what it's used for. I'm not going to just, I mean, I'm pretty darn sure that's what it's used for, to break up a fight or just to straight up correct the dog. Dog is looking a little more stiff, a little more, I would say, starting to get a little more agitated. This dog is giving calming signals, looking at this guy, and this guy is ready here with his towel. Takes a step forward. This is where I would break this tension. Tension is building. Dog looks away. This dog is almost stalking them, and he's giving this dog every opportunity for him to correct. Way too stiff, way too close. Dog is like holding their breath, very stiff. They're like holding still. That's not safe. And we got this dummy here just ready to correct, just to throw this towel on this, smack this dog in the face. This dog's also nervous. Their little back leg is shaking because it's not really... Maybe that just does that. But it doesn't look like it was really...
Cut the tension with a knife.
Stable.
You just see just how freaking stiff she gets, man. Hasn't made any bad decisions yet, though. So we'll see what happens.
That's exactly why he has that towel. It's a bonker.
See what happens.
So he's setting her up for failure because he's an idiot and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But yet he gets all these, views and all this and that because he has a good video, because it's a good before and after. I set the dog up for failure so that way I can just correct and abuse them. Okay. If this is how you assess dogs, you suck at assessing dogs. Because you're just setting everybody up for failure. I don't know if this is the beginning of the first part of their session or not.
Sniffing me.
She's probably trying to get the muzzle off. She doesn't want to smell the other dogs. She's avoiding them.
I'm friggin' tired.
She's trying to get the muzzle off.
There you go.
He's giving her every opportunity to fail, and she's trying so hard. She might take this opportunity to take advantage of this dog because they're laying down.
So notice how I'm positioning myself every time I do this. Got a grip on the leash. I'm holding it.
She's aware of you.
Loose. Obviously, I don't want to create any additional
No
tension.
reward for her moving back to you. This is a bonker, 1000%.
But I'm kind of penduluming myself where when she's thinking about making the decision, if she were to lunge towards him, that I could catch her right away before she gets all the way there. And
well, that's idiotic because you're failing the dog. You suck at training. You're failing this dog because you're allowing them, you're giving her so many opportunities to give you the wrong answer when you could reward her for only giving you the right answer, which is what she's been doing this entire time.
Now, I'm breaking all of my rules of socialization. Not all of them. I'm breaking the biggest one, which is no on-leash greetings, right? Obviously, she has a leash on. As you guys will see from some of the before footage that we've done with this dog, she is just, see, pendulum.
Very
myself,
stiff.
Right? She's just way, way too intense to be off-leash. Her reactions, even with a muzzle on, are just too intense. It's too much of a safety risk. So we got to make sure, obviously, we're doing this on leash. We're experimenting a little bit. We've done like 3 one-on-one sessions so far. No.
Yep. Getting ready with that bonker. That was way too late, you piece of shit. Fuck you, man. Seriously. I don't care if people are like, oh, you get in your feelings. This guy just hit this dog. Yes, it's a rolled up towel, but this dog audibly made a noise and he was way too late on that timing. Way too late. God, you people suck. You suck at training. You suck at life.
Safety risk. So we got to make sure, obviously, we're doing this on leash. We're experimenting a little bit. We've done like 3 one-on-one sessions so far. No.
Way too late. Already comes back to him. And bam. Way too late. Way too late. I don't care if this towel is made of clouds. The dog is showing that they are shut down and fearful because of his abusive method. He smacked the dog in the face, probably in the eye, with a rolled up towel. He struck the dog with something.
We've done like 3 one-on-one sessions so far. Trying to use the e-collar to correct for it.
Which you never, ever, ever do, you big dummy. Because the dog gets worse or they get shut down. You don't fix anything.
Trying to let her work through some of this on her own, blocking the reaction. Like, we've tried it.
Have you tried anything called positive reinforcement? Have you tried it longer than 3 seconds? Have you tried any of that? No, you haven't. I could, if a soft bonk from a towel, mistimed, worked for this dog, I could get this dog totally fine with these other dogs using a harness that clips in the back and using positive reinforcement. And you know what? I would have this dog not in this small of a yard. I would have both dogs on leash. Otherwise, the demo dog would be on, off leash or totally fine, totally chill. And I would have us at a distance. Whatever distance this dog needs to be comfortable and be able to offer a sit freely, be able to offer a shake, cute little tricks. That way I know they're under threshold. I can reward them, and then we would slowly get closer. I don't need an e-collar. I don't need this little thing. I don't need a towel or a bonker. I don't need to touch the dog. I specialize in this. And I get results without ever having to touch the dog. This guy is an idiot.
With this dog, and just weren't really getting anywhere with it.
Because you didn't use positive reinforcement. You didn't use positive reinforcement. You didn't do anything that might actually, God forbid, benefit the dog. This dog isn't truly aggressive. If it truly was aggressive, that towel wouldn't have done diddly squat to them. They wouldn't have cared about the towel. They would redirect on you. I've had dogs that if you did try this on, they would redirect on you. My own Shiba might even do that. The more aggressive you got with him, the more he would redirect on you. Or he would absolutely say, fuck you, I don't care about you, I'm not trusting you. And the more you try to push me, the more I'm going to push back. And it's not because he's a bad dog or he's an aggressive dog or because I failed as a trainer. I trained him using positive reinforcement, people. When I took him to idiots like this, who used prong and choke collars on him and they couldn't even get him to sit without him trying to redirect on them because he was in pain. And then I found a PetSmart trainer of all people, and she saved both of us. And she taught me, she showed me the ways, and she taught me how much I really truly love doing this work. I really truly love, it's my passion to train animals and work with them. And I love it. And I love being able to help people to not ever have to touch their animal like this guy does. Not ever have to harm their animal.
So we had him drop her off for a day of daycare here. We're going to give ourselves the opportunity here to see what kind of progress we can make.
Does the owner know that you're smacking her with a rolled up towel, that you're shocking the shit out of her with a shock collar?
Any type of breakthroughs. See if we could start to at least interrupt and snap her out of that state of mind faster, which that was actually,
instead of rewarding
right
her,
there, the best response to a correction we probably ever had.
Oh, because she shut down. Oh gosh, she's so cute. Look at that little face. I mean, all of these dogs are cute, but I haven't seen it close up of their little face like that. Look at that. She's crying for help. She's saying, please, mom, dad, come get me. These abusive idiots are hurting me. They're scaring me. Do the owners know that you're doing this? Do they see this? If they still have trouble with this dog, I will help them for free. And I mean that. It may have to be over video call, unless they want to fly me out wherever they are. I will help them for free with this little baby if they're still having trouble. But they got to know, man, I use positive reinforcement. I don't harm a dog. I don't touch a dog. I give the dog consent to say yes and no, yes, please, and no, thank you. And we work on the dog's time. What a cutie pie.
Stopped immediately when we no marker, obviously. Did you step on her? You stepped on her tail. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. So it really is one of those situations of like, we've got to be able to set the tone that she can't do that. That's it. And this is not a dog. I mean,
you can absolutely set the tone. Don't worry about setting the tone. Stress yawn looks like. Don't worry about setting the tone that you can't do that. How about you help her learn how to develop her brain so she doesn't feel the need to do that. This dog is also overweight. Not body shaming. I'm just saying that there's I mean, I know my Shiba was overweight. I'm overweight. I'm working on my weight loss journey. But there's a lot of pent up energy, if you couldn't tell from me. There's a lot of pent up energy that can be in these dogs, and also overweight dogs like this can be bad on their joints, bad for their health in general. I'm just saying they could lose a couple of pounds, ain't nothing wrong with that. But, that's just what I notice.
Recommend going out and socializing with other dogs.
Not body shaming here.
The time or anything. This is a dog that truly, we just need to get some of these breakthroughs in so that
Shutting down.
she
Look at
learns
those
what's
whale eyes.
expected of her when she's in social contexts.
What's expected of her is to be a slave. What's expected of her, what's expected of her, not what's expected of the human, to be able to keep this dog comfortable and trusting of the human. It's always that the dog's
Go from
the
there.
one that's responsible.
Now, as we progress with this, I'm really going to test her with this. I'm kind of going out of my way to take her near the dogs.
Yes, I know you are.
Where if she's going to make any type of poor decisions, she's going to do it so that we could address it as needed.
So this idiot only waits to set the dog up to fail, and then when he does, he gets to beat her with a towel. He gets to smack her with a towel, shock her with a shock collar. He could choke her, kick her, hang her. He could do whatever the hell he's going to do, off camera or on camera, and he's going to explain it away as training. I'm not saying that he's ever kicked a dog. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does off camera. I mean, he smacks a dog in the face with a towel. He uses a shock collar probably on a high level. He uses basically a noose whenever he uses a slip lead. At least this is nice and flat. You know, it's not like one of those tiny little threads of a leash.
This is good.
So you could reward her all this time. She probably wants to lay down because it's hot. The grass might be really hot. This fake grass. She follows you anytime you move. Cute little dog. She's avoiding these other dogs, and yet you can't reward her. This little cutie doesn't even want to be here. Cornering this dog, putting them at risk, putting this dog at risk. Constant whale eyes. She looks like she's hot. And he's going to drag her. He keeps dragging her back and forth.
All right,
Avoidance.
so we're going to put her away for a second, grab another dog, and then do all that again. Ciao, Wink. Hey. Give these guys a minute to do their thing before we bring her back in. So you're filming right now, right? So this is another thing with socialization. So we're socializing.
He's got the
a
shock collar
particular
ready. He's
dog,
turning up the
obviously.
level on, I don't know which
Anytime
dog.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
this
bring
one,
another dog into the group,
because
if
they
I
shook
want the
off a
best
little
chance
shake.
of things going
That was
well,
more of like a full body shake off. This one was more like, ouch, you got me.
I'm going to let this new dog acclimate to these dogs that I currently have out for a minute or so. Just kind of let the initial introductions and stuff get out of the way. That way when I bring...
Using the damn shock collar all the time when you have dogs meeting is even more dangerous than having them on leash. Because if you correct them, they could see this dog as the reason for the correction and can start a fight.
back into things, I could make sure that...
He's ready to shock this one.
Just focusing on socializing them. So.
Or maybe this one. I'm assuming this one. You're not impressive, dude. I don't know if you think you are, but you're not. Avoidance. There's no, like, actual shade for these dogs, other than the fence right here. There's no, like... Alright, so here she is again. Ready to shock her. Instead of rewarding her, she's looking back and forth. She's being so calm. She's really trying right now. She accepted that very well, but she doesn't have a choice. She has to accept it. Got his finger on the trigger. Smart dog for not coming all the way up to the face. This dog just looks hot. She just wants to cook. She's black like this dog. She's cooking in the sun. He's going to drag her out. That would be a moment where I would use a positive interrupter. I might have said easy to remind her, just to remind everybody, just chill out. And then if she left, then I would have rewarded her. But again, she'd be on a harness that clips in the back. Drops his thing. Way too late. Way too late. Way too late. And still smacks her on the head. Way too late. So the owner's going to have to use a rolled up towel in order to keep her from doing this. Got to fix his little towel there. Got to make sure his towel's ready. Fearful. No reward. This dog's afraid of her. Well, I think that dog's afraid of him, not her necessarily. See, she's just hot. She's trying to avoid everybody. She wants to lay down. He's going to drag her up again. Drag, drag, drag. Just drags her around for like 40 minutes around other dogs. That's all he does. So this video probably won't be much longer. And then he just sits in a chair with her. That's all he does. Walks her around. 40 minutes of walking for a dog that's overweight. And it's hot out. That's a lot of exercise for her that she's probably not used to.
They asked me to go do that Toronto seminar again. They asked me to do that Toronto seminar again.
Well, they're idiots. Anybody who asks him to go to any kind of seminar is an absolute idiot.
It's in August this time. I got to see if I'm going to be able to swing it.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
All right, looks like he's just going to be walking this dog back and forth, so I'm not going to, I don't think we need to sit through the rest of it. He's just literally just walking this dog back and forth for like 40 minutes, smacking her with the towel way too late if you're going to be using that kind of timing. He sucks at timing. He's terrible at training. He's not a good trainer. That's my opinion on him. And it's not a miracle that you're not some miracle maker. You probably, I know he's got a God complex thinking he's all great. That's what I think of it. Absolutely disgusting. Horrible behavior on the human part. This dog is just fearful of him and uncomfortable around other dogs. So, thanks for watching. Hope you all got something from this. Go say howdy to your little critters. Say howdy to for me. Give them some kind of loving that they appreciate. I have a pocket full of little felt bumblebees for Ellie. She loves little felt bumblebees. If you go on Etsy and look up felt bee, that's exactly what they look like, and I have a pocket full of them because she plays fetch in the hallway. So go play fetch with one of your little babies if they like it. And remember to practice peace, patience, and positivity.